We are here with our different ingredients. Again, when you go to your groceries or department stores, you can buy these ingredients. I would suggest that you buy per kilo, because if you buy 1 kilo of flour, you can use this 1 kilo of flour for different purposes already. You can use this for your for all-purpose flour, especially for your cookies, for your cupcakes. You can also use this for your breads and for your cakes. Now, we have different kinds of flour. Okay. If you go to the grocery, of course, we have, it's labeled already. All-purpose flour, that is APF. Please learn to read and ask in the grocery, Ate, ano po yung all-purpose flour, saan po? Ask. Because usually these kinds, and you will see even the color is the same. They're all white. Okay. But all-purpose flour is white in color. It is fine. Your cornstarch, which is also in powder form, it's also white, but it is whiter than the all-purpose flour. Your cake flour is usually for cakes. Okay? Again, if you go to the grocery and you will tell me, Ma'am, wala po yung flour na kailangan ko, then you go into substitution. What if you went to the grocery and you are going to make a bread and you need a bread flour? Okay? In some groceries, you will see that your bread flour is labeled Angel White or 3A's. It's AAA, 3A's. Okay, so that is a bread flour. It is not written there as bread flour. But you can ask the one selling, Manang, ate, ito po ba ay bread flour? Is this going to be used for bread? Yes, definitely. They will tell you. So this is Angel White, which is a special kind of flour for breads. So for bread, we have bread flour, 3A's for your bread flour, and we have Angel White for your bread. Okay. For your cakes and pastries, we will be most of the time using your all-purpose flour. But there are some flours that you will also be using later wherein you need to place cornstarch. Okay. We have also different kinds of sugar. Okay. So, we have white sugar, granulated sugar, white sugar, table sugar. So this is our fine sugar. We also have what you call confectioner's sugar. Confectioner's sugar is in powder form. Okay, you will see this is very fine. Okay, this kind of sugar. If you don't have this at home, you can use the white sugar, place it in a blender. Okay, and it becomes powder. So this is powder sugar. Which is sweeter? You will ask me now, which is sweeter, ma'am? The white ordinary sugar, granulated sugar, or the powdered sugar? Of course, that will still be sweeter. Okay. Another sugar that we will also be using later in some of your pastries is the brown sugar. Okay. The brown sugar is this one. We have a darker one. Okay. Darker brown sugar. We also have what you call the washed sugar. Yung washed sugar, medyo lighter po siya dito. So, white sugar, brown sugar, dark brown sugar. And these ones are used for sweetener. For sweetener, some they also used, of course, honey. Okay. Honey that is used for some pastries. Okay, especially if one person is diabetic and they don't like to use the white sugar, you can simply use honey. Okay, or maybe we have molasses. Okay, we also have different kinds of chocolate. Okay, so this one's is unsweetened chocolate. We also have sweetened chocolate. These ones are bar chocolates, and I use this for my brownies. Okay, we also have here chocolates like this, okay, and they have a certain percentage on what chocolate that you have here. Okay, I use this for sprinklers. We have also here kisses, the smaller. In the grocery, they come in different sizes. They have a bigger one, they have the medium size. This is a small size, but they have smaller kisses. Okay, so different chocolates that you have. Of course, the most important chocolate that I use for my chocolate moist cake is I have a powdered. This is cocoa powder. Okay, again, your cocoa, they come in brands, different brands. For that matter, you have dark, you have, this one is a special kind of cocoa powder. Okay, one ingredient that we also use is salt to balance the taste. If you place too much, if the recipe has too much sugar, sometimes the recipe would ask you salt. Okay, again, we have here different kinds of, for frostings, this is whipped cream of different brands. Okay, we have the Presidente, we have a whipped cream, okay, and of course another brand which is Mona Lisa Deluxe. Whipped cream is different. Again, note, whipped cream is different from your all-purpose cream. In some recipes, they will tell you it's just simply cream. But which cream and what cream are you going to use? Is it a whipped cream or an all-purpose cream? We also have here different creams now that it has milk, okay, a creamer. But these are different creams that we use. This is lighter. This is heavy cream. Okay, we also have here liquid ingredients. Our liquid ingredients, they come in milk. Okay, so different brands of milk that you can use. You can also use the one in the can, which is evaporated milk. We have here our condensed milk. This is Buko Pandan flavor condensed milk. This is ordinary condensed milk. This is ube. This is already ube because later we will also be making ube cakes. So this is ube flavored. If you don't have this ube condensed milk, I have actually the ube flavor. Actually, for flavoring, you only taste little amount. We have almond flavor, orange flavor, lemon flavor. We have also one of the basic flavors that we are using for baking is, of course, your vanilla. Okay, vanilla, I have two kinds of vanilla here. Okay, vanilla flavor. I have two kinds of vanilla flavor here. I have the dark one. You can see this is dark vanilla. This is white vanilla. My white vanilla, I usually use this for my meringue. I use this for my icings and frostings, vanilla flavor, which is white. And I have the brown one, which is a vanilla flavor. They come in different brands. Okay. And different sizes. Of course, one that you can also use for um, making your cakes beautiful is you have your food coloring. Okay. Our food coloring may come in liquid, may come in powder or in gel. Okay. And of course, one that maybe you can find in the grocery is, okay, food coloring, as I mentioned, they can come in powder, in gel, but one which is very cheap kind is this kind. Okay, which again will depend on what and where you're going to use these food colorings. Okay, may I remind you, in using food colorings, just use drops and little amount. What if you're going to place too much of the food coloring, your product will taste bitter. Okay. Again, we have another liquid that we are also using is vinegar. I use this for my red velvet cupcakes and cakes. I use the white vinegar, okay, to add flavor into your red velvet. Again, you can use also, these are very basic fats. Fats for your baking. You can use oil, but the most important kind of oil that I use is vegetable oil. I can also use for my fats butter. Our butter can be in maybe a dairy cream that you have, but it will again depend on what you're going to bake. Some of our butters actually salted, unsalted, and we have Baker's Best is one that you can really use. Okay. For shortening, you will again ask me, Mom, what's the difference of a butter from a margarine? A margarine actually is yellow, it is darker, it's more with fats, okay? And for shortening, I use this kind of brand for my breads. It's Crisco, okay? When I was in high school and I used to bake when I was in high school, ito yung tinatawag naming puriko, okay? And I can actually, you will see, this is very good for breads. Okay, shortening. Yung rising agents. Our rising agents, we have actually rising or leavening. Sinasabi to rising pang paalsa. Para fluffy yung bread nyo, fluffy din yung cakes ninyo. So we have here our baking powder. Okay. Calumet is just a brand of a baking powder. Okay, it's just a brand. I have my baking soda. I also have here my yeast. Okay, ito pong yeast na to, maraming iba't ibang klase ng yeast. Okay, I usually place my yeast in a container because the texture will change if you don't place this in an enclosed container. This one is self-rising, not self-rising. This is a yeast which is actually instant dry yeast. So if I am going to bake bread, I will not already place this in hot water because this is instant. And it is finer in texture. Okay. We also have here yeast which is in granules. Okay. You need to place that in hot water. Okay, so there are different kinds of yeast. This is an instant yeast that I am showing you now. This is a rising leavening agent. You have your yeast. You have also your baking soda, your baking powder for making your cakes airy or fluffy. Okay, so this one's now our basic ingredients in baking. There will be more as we proceed. And one of the basic and most important thing that you have and you should not forget is the egg. Okay, the eggs that makes your cakes fluffy too and good taste. Later I'll be showing you cakes with a yolk, cakes with egg yolk and whites, and cakes purely with egg whites. So thank you so much, and this is just our first day of baking.